have no idea what you're about. Tell me in a sentence who you are.
I'm nobody. I'm a tramp, a bum, a hobo. I'm a boxcar and a jug of wine. And a straight racer if you get too close to me. Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left.
To the left of the wooden library counter and the library proper being on the right, it's easily dwarfed by my old school's library with the distinct smell of old books giving the place an almost old world air. There don't seem to be a lot of students here, considering the time. It isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in the school grounds or in the domes. Yuko, are you here? She says it to thin air, since the librarian doesn't appear to be present. And of course, Lily can't see this! What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Something from under the counter thuds against it, falling by a quiet wail. Okay. Who is it? Uh-oh. Ooh. Hey. The origin apparently, the librarian quickly crawls out and bounces up to extremely rigid attention. What are you doing under the table? Oh, jeez. Okay. Hi, Lily. How can I help you? Her voice is strained in a frail attempt to sound casual, and she's rubbing the back of her head. Oh, jeez. Rub the back of your head, girl. Good afternoon. What happened just now? I heard a strange sound. It's nothing. I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk, and while I was looking for it, a pencil's dropped, and I was looking for both of them, and you came and surprised me. Yeah, that's a likely story. Are you alright? I'm sorry. I couldn't know. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry for making you worry. Meh. This is nothing. I've had worse happen to me. Remember last week? Oh man, that was the worst. She's quick to reverse Lily's apology, almost frantically trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter. Yes, worse things have happened. Ha 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 ha. The girl fidgets with her fingers as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression, and then she shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, replete with glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look, she seems to fit the library perfectly. Ah, Lily, did you get my message? Message, Oh, the 2 imported books that arrived. Right, they finally came. I can't believe it took so long, but amidst her celebrations, partially for managing to change the topic, I'm sure she notices me from the corner of her eyes and freezes on the spot when she does. Oh no, I'm sorry for not noticing you before. Did you need to check out a book or return one? I'm sorry. The way she can so quickly shift between moods is a little unsettling. You're a fucking weirdo. He's with me, Yuko. This is Hisao, a new student. Hisao, this is Yuko, the school librarian. Pleased to meet you. Hisao, right? Hisao? Pleased to meet you too, Hisao. For a second, she visibly attempts to engrave the name on her mind, so she won't forget. Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Would you like to tell Hisao a little something about the library? Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of abject terror. Oh, terror! Please, Lily, I can't. I don't know what he could be interested in. Pornography? This is too much responsibility. How it's any responsibility at all, I don't get, but her objection is so sincere, I don't doubt for a second that she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are. But, so there are a lot of books in Braille here, huh? I attempted to save the day by asking the first thing that popped into my head. It seemed to work, at least partially, as Yuko seemed to, not exactly relax, but at least look slightly less tense. Well, I think there's about a third or the fourth of the Yuko's library is either in Braille or audio. Makes sense, given all the blind students that'd be here, If it's, only that, how come this library is so big in the first place? We get a lot of new books regularly because the library is adequately endowed. That's probably why. They spend more on new books than on my salary, and then I have to organize the shelves and all of them, It's so troublesome, and they weigh so much. I wish I could quit this job. I fucking hate this job. A very awkward silence follows this revelation of too much information. I'll go check the aisles then, if you don't mind. It's probably best for all of us if she doesn't keep talking to me. Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I would have those books if it's alright with you. Yeah, my first impression was right. The library is surprisingly big. Ambling down the narrow aisles, I study the spines of the books in a random order, occasionally sliding one out and reading the blurb, taking it with me if it looks good. In a few moments, I have a respectable stack of books in my arms. I guess I'll never be stuck for choice in here. The normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are large print and braille books, scattered throughout, but it's not what it is. It's a library. It's as if the calm mood from the room I had tea with Lily in snuck with us in here, unless it was here to begin with. Something about this puts me at ease just before. I reach the end of the aisle and find a collection of desks set up for study or personal reading. Going a little further, though, I discover a nice quiet corner at the back. While the rest of the library has the odd student sitting at a desk, either reading or stealthily sleeping, the back is pretty much deserted. As I glance around, I see someone who I recognize sitting at one of several beanbags. Dun dun dun! It's the dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier. Oh, she saw you. She's reading a book, keeping it close to her face, which makes her look like she's really into it. Oh, she's so into it. From the way she was acting today, I had her pegged as more of a delinquent than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious disappearance in the class raised all sorts of whys in my head. Intrigue floats slowly but surely toward the surface, and before I knew it, I'm walking toward the mysterious long-haired girl. I guess there's no harm in introducing myself, as I would, with anyone else. She's a classmate after all. Walking over to another beanbag, I take a seat and lay my books beside it. The girl starts looking scaredly up at me from underneath her fringe. This is the first time I've seen her this close. Underneath her long, dense bangs, I can see that part of her face. At least a third of, if not a half, is pretty badly scarred. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scars, subconsciously peeking past her hair until they meet her own eyes. For a second I am shocked and divert my eyes to the book in her hand before I realize that looking away probably only made it worse. It takes too many seconds to collect myself and remember why, that I walked over here to talk. You know what I mean. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. Hi, I'm new here. Hasao Nakai, we're in the same class. Yeah, let's be, I'm gonna try to tap that. Let's be like this. Hi, I'm new here. Hasao Nakai, we're in the same class. I just, she's so shocked. I just transferred here the other day. Maybe you don't remember. I did a self-introduction, too. The girl still doesn't say a word, but simply stares at me, wide-eyed. Why are you so nervous? Is that a tear or is that sweat? You okay? I'm still getting used to the place, so I'm trying to meet as many people as I can. So, what's your name? Hanako. Name's Hanako. Her speech is stuttered and so quiet that it is barely audible even in the still library. Somehow I think that my delinquent impression of her was wrong. Hanako, huh? So what are you reading? Hanako? She gently tips the book backwards so that I can read the title at the same time, hiding her face behind it. Hanako. She must have noticed me staring before. Life of Pi. I've never heard of it before. It sounds delicious. What is it about? A boy and a tiger. It has a tiger. And they're on a boat. It's on a boat, bitch. I can see this is taking some time. Sounds interesting. Is it any good? She nods from behind the book, but stays silent. She looked kind of tense. A bit like Yuko earlier, but, in a different way. More like, petrified with terror and something, I'd say. So the mysterious... Oh, she's shaking, too. This mysterious delinquent girl turns out to be anything but. And she is quivering in a way that makes it look like she's mortally afraid of me. Don't worry. I'll be gentle. I'm not gonna be gentle. The only way out of this, as far as I can tell, is, to try to get a normal conversation going. Is it a library book? Because I'm looking for, new ones to read, but there's just so many books. No, it's mine. It's fucking mine. Oh, so do you come here often? A huge blush spreads on Hanako's face, and her eyes widen far larger than I thought it was possible for her eyes to do. Uh-oh, did she interpret my lame attempts at small talk as a feeble attempt to pick her up? Well, I mean, yeah. I didn't mean it like that. I've got something to do!